Morning, family and friends. Today I am going to make some curry fish, and I'm recording outside today because I really don't want my house to smell like curry. When you cook curry in these kind of closed up houses, you smelling like curry, your bed smelling, everything smelling like curry. So we're cooking outside. Let me get set up and I'll show you what we'll do next. All right, so what I have here is a fish that's called a red drum. I actually wanted to do tilapia, but when I went, they didn't have any, and the guy assured me that this was a comparable fish. So he was really good, and he cleaned it properly, took off all the scales and everything for me. I had the head on, but then I realized it wouldn't fit in my pan, so I cut the head off because I just really wanted to make it a whole fish. So when I got home, I washed the fish off with cool water. I took some lime, I rubbed the whole outside of it. Then on the inside, you want to make sure that you see here, coming down the middle of the back here, there's usually a film that covers like some clotted blood. You really want to take that out. So what I do is I take a spoon and I dig it off, and then wash the fish off again. Then I put some salt down here, liberally. Rub lime over everywhere. Let it sit for about 5 minutes. Then I use the lime again to wash it off with water and everything. Now, what I did next is I cut some slits in the fish. And the reason I do that is because I want to get some seasoning in there. I don't just want the seasoning to be inside and just on the surface. I want it on, to penetrate the fish. Usually the seasoning that I use for fish is very simple. This is what let me show you. This here is what I season my fish with. Garlic, fresh garlic, thyme. I put pepper and some Maggi cube. That's it. Simple. And you won't believe how very delicious your fish is going to be. So for this fish, I used about 5 grains of garlic and about 4 sprigs of thyme, and I just pull the leaves off the thyme, throw everything into my little food processor, blend it up nicely, and rub all the inside of the fish, rub it into the slits. Oh, also I used black pepper. Forgot to say that. Right. Now, here in my frying pan, I have some vegetable oil. So what I'm going to do is put my fish in here and allow it to cook properly. It's a whole fish, so it's going to take a few minutes. I would say possibly about 5 minutes each side, and then it will be ready. So let's move on to putting the fish inside. What you want to do is lower the fish into the pan very gently. Like that. Simple. Okay? And I had extra seasoning left over, but it's not in this plate, but I have it in a container, and I'm going to use that because after I fry the fish, I'm going to put it in a nice curry sauce. Okay, so I'll use that and a couple other seasonings, and we'll make a nice sauce for the fish. Okay. All right, I've turned our fish over. It's already been 5 minutes, and I forgot to say that I have my heat on medium. So one side's already done, and we're working on the second side. All right, as you can see, our fish is nicely fried, and the next step I'm going to move on to is making my curry. Now, let me get set up. So I have my pan here heating up with some oil, and let me tell you what I have in these bowls here. In this one, I have the leftover marinade from the fish, and I added a couple cloves of garlic and some onion to it and blended it up. That's going to go in the pot first and toast nicely. On top here I have some curry or carapile leaves. I'm going to put those in now and just saute it. Here I just have some bandanya that I blended up with a little water. We'll use that later on. And this is just some water after I rinsed out the little blender. We're going to use that also. So right now, let me go in with this seasoning. Let me bring you closer so you can see what's what. There. All right, in we go. Ooh, smells good already. We let this saute, I would say, probably for about 4 minutes. I have my heat, I put my heat on medium and just let this toast and cook through nicely. Then we'll go in with our curry. Okay, now we have some nice color on our garlic and onion and stuff. Also, I forgot to say that I put a little knob of ginger in there. As it started to cook, I smelled it and I was like, oh, ginger, I forgot to say that. So I'm going in here with some curry. I would say that's about 3 tablespoons because I'm using this tiny little spoon. That's about 3 tablespoons. Let me stir this around. So I want this to saute for a good, I would say about 4 or 5 minutes. I'm gonna put it on low because I really want this curry to take its time and release all of the flavors. Oh, also I have a little bit of jeera, maybe like half a teaspoon. I keep forgetting all the things I put in here. There's a little bit of jeera in that stuff that I had blended up. Fairly certain now I've said everything that's in there. So I'm just going to leave this and let it go on very, very low for about 4 minutes and then we'll come back. So it's been 4 minutes and what I'm going to do is go in with this just extra water that I washed out my blender with. And I'm just gonna let this cook down again and reduce. It's going to allow the flavors of the curry to seep out into the sauce nicely. So I'm going to leave this. I'll put my heat on medium. It's gonna leave this, let us do its thing for maybe another 3-4 minutes. Alright, this looks really good. Curry has started to separate and you can hear the train going by in the background. Now I'm going to add some hot water. I always add hot water to my dish because I just don't want to put cold water and have to wait for it to come up to a boil. You see automatically we're up to a boil. Alright, now I'm gonna add a little bit of salt and stuff to this, and whenever I can and when it's appropriate, I always choose to use Maggi cube as opposed to just regular salt because I feel like it imparts even more flavor to the dish. I'm going in with some black pepper, probably about half a teaspoon. Then let me taste how much salt is in this from the fish marinade. Very little. Okay. So I'm going to go in with maybe a tablespoon and a half. Let me see how that tastes. Give this a chance to incorporate into my sauce. Well, let me taste again. Nice. Okay. Next move, I'm going on with the fish. Gently, just put it in. I forgot to add my bandana, but no worries, we'll add it in now. I like to leave the bandana for late in the cooking process just because I want it to be fresh and I want it to stand out. So what I'm going to do is just let this simmer for about 8 to 10 minutes. And while it's simmering, I'll go in there and baste it like I'm doing here. I'm gonna back my heat down also to medium. Okay, that's good. And we'll come back. I decided to put a little bit of tamarind in here, so I'm going in with it now. It'll just give a small amount of sourness. That's really nice with fish and curry. Put it in here and let it swim around in our sauce. Fish is looking really, really good. Alright, I'll come back. We'll be done here in a few minutes. I'll come back and let you see the finished product. Alright, and there's our end product. It smells amazing. I'm going to go get a tiny bowl and give it a taste and let you see what I think. Alright, I lied. I didn't get a small plate. I just have a little piece here on this fork, and let me see. Oh my word. That is really good. You can taste all the complex spices and aromatics that we put in there. Nice amount of salt. Little tiny kick of pepper. But man, I tell you, you just need some rice, dal, chana and aloo, something, and you're good to go. Amazing. I hope you guys try this, okay? See you next time.